Here's how we make chocolate-covered Bavarian cream donuts. See the little Bavarian cream in there? Delicious chocolate-covered. Mmm, tasty. Start off with your donut material. You're going to have a flesh-toned piece of clay. And I'm making this bigger than size 112 just so you can see it better, but you'd actually make them a tiny bit smaller. You're going to want to warm it up, and then with the middle of your palm, you're going to take it, your palm right over the middle of it, and just kind of squish it. And that gives it your good shape that you need. It's round. It does leave fingerprints. Just kind of brush it out with your fingers or use the end of a soft paintbrush. Then you're going to take your pastels. I have my pastels here, which is this one. This is what I use. I get all my stuff at Hobby Lobby, or at least almost all my stuff. Now I'm going to take, there's white, yellow, and then a dark yellow. I'm going to use my dark yellow, just like I use for bread, because it is a bread. And use a paintbrush. Wipe it on there. So now you have your look. It looks like it's been, fried. And you're going to take a piece of tin foil or some kind of texture, something to give it texture. I use tin foil on, I use some old scrap clay and take a piece of tin foil and put it all on there, and so it gets the tin foil texture on here, and then I bake it so I have a permanent tin foil mold. But you just give it some texture, because if it's completely smooth it looks really, really fake. Okay. And you do all filled donuts like this, not just Bavarian cream. Kind of make it pretty round. Now I'm taking my razor blade and I'm going to gently cut it in half without squishing it too much. Then I take the end of a really tiny paintbrush and I'm going to squish a little hole. A little indentation anyway, right there. And while it's kind of stuck there, I'm going to do the inside. And if you lose your tinfoil shape, you can always go back and do a little more. Do that to both sides. There. And right now you have your donut. Doesn't have any cream or chocolate on it though. So what you're going to do is what I'll show you what I did. This is my Bavarian cream filling. Take that away. Move your little donut out of the way. You start off with some very light yellow clay, the color that you want your Bavarian cream, and you use your TLS. It's liquid Sculpey, but you can use liquid Fimo as well. You put your liquid clay in there, and then you take a tiny little piece, I'd say about that much, of your yellow, and mix it up, and you're going to, it's kind of like the mashed potatoes. You're just going to mix it and squish it and squish it and mix it, and it takes a long time, but eventually it'll get nice and creamy looking. And have your little creamy, it doesn't dry out, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'm using the top of a cap from a beer bottle for my little bowl. It doesn't have a, I can't close it up for later, but for tiny amounts it works really well. Then you take your little donut and you put it in. And kind of smear it around because it wouldn't be only in the very center. And you want, if you're going to cut your donut open, make it look like it's sliced open, you'll want a little extra. So there's one half. Grab some more off of here. Do your other half. Doesn't matter if you get it on the bottom, so I always put the bottom where there's extra. Sides, you might want it to look, when you set it down, you might want it to look like it spilled on the plate a little bit. And now we're off to make the chocolate. The chocolate is simply, it's TLS, liquid clay, liquid Sculpey. I put it in this little bowl thingy, and it's just clear. And then I go back to my chalks, and I use brown. Don't use black, use brown. You take out a little bit, and then you can use a toothpick or anything. You scrape some off into your liquid Sculpey.
Mom, please get me chickpeas.
You'll need to jump down and grab them right now, Catherine. Then you mix it up. Doesn't take nearly as long as the liquid clay into the hard clay, but it's also a lot thinner. So you want these different textures to use. Makes it look better anyway. Now take that, take a little bit, and you're basically painting it on. I don't know how to paint, so just do your best. It would only be on the top. Just like that. You don't want to cover up your Bavarian cream. Let me get a little bit more down there. Anyway, so there you have your little, let me see if I can get any closer. Oh, dang. Well, I tried. There's the Bavarian cream donut with the chocolate, and oh, my other chocolate donut. I haven't baked it yet. You don't have to really fill the round ones. Just make a round donut, color it with your powder or your chalk, and then you use the chocolate on there. And if you wanted to make raspberry filled donuts, all you would do is, and for the Bavarian cream, you would use the TLS, translucent liquid Sculpey, and you would use a tiny piece of raspberry colored clay in there and mix it up, and that would make your raspberry filling. You can do that with any color. So that's all there is to it. Oh, except you'd bake it then, and then you could cover it with triple thick if you wanted. Makes it nice and shiny and hard.